If you've ever been traveling along Interstate 80 in Northwest Pennsylvania and seen this big billboard cut away into the hillside that says the Hardwood Mall near the Emlenton exit 42, you might have wondered what in the world is the Hardwood Mall. Well, this video is going to give you a glimpse inside the world of hardwood here in Northwest Pennsylvania and the showroom at the Hardwood Mall in Emlenton, Pennsylvania. Here you can see as soon as you walk in, you get the idea that you are in the woodlands of Western Pennsylvania. As you know, Pennsylvania means Penn's Woods, and the Hardwood Mall is a great display of that. This two-story building gives you every opportunity to see not only all the different types of wood, but also all the different types of finishes, trim, and everything possible you would want to know about the hardwoods of Pennsylvania. So let's take a little tour here and see all the sites inside this huge building. So here in the showroom you can see displays of different types of wood. You can see different finishes, different styles. It'll tell you what it is. So here's select walnut, 5 to 8 inch random widths. You can kind of see what that looks like. Here you can see you've got the rough sawn texture to it. There's some character Appalachian maple. Select white oak. Select cherry. So there's all these samples here that you can take a look at, but even more impressive is that they've designed showrooms of different types of wood on the walls and on the floors. So let's go take a look at that. So even in this area you can see different types of wood, inlaid wood, beautiful staircase here. If you watched our last video about the hardwood flooring installation at our house, this is where we picked all that hardwood. Here you can see the detail of those inlays, and then different types of wood on the flooring, on the walls. See samples of different, you can run it at the angle. Here's a ceiling. Here's a more rustic looking here on the floor. This wide cherry is one of my favorite floors, and we still have a a couple of spaces in the house that don't have hardwood flooring. I think this may be a future selection. Just to give you an idea of the width of those compared to my hand. Here you can see several samples in one room. We've got that beautiful dark flooring, different types of walls. You can see different cuts have a real effect on the look. One of the things we really appreciate is sometimes we have a hard time making decisions with just little samples. So here you can see, for example, the different cuts of trim, different types of wood, and it gives a much better idea of what this will look like. Same with doors. Hi, Chad here with Purple Collar Life, and I am at the Hardwood Mall. So we've been talking a lot lately about the hardwood flooring and why we switched from carpet to hardwoods and the many advantages of that. So I wanted to show you this showroom and the things that you can see when you come here to visit. Now we're in Emlenton, Pennsylvania, and I'll give you directions down in the description on how to find this location. But a couple things I wanted to talk to Joe about is what people would expect to see when they come here, what he hears from people who come here and are thinking about switching to hardwood for flooring, or if they're building a new house. So Joe, tell us a little bit about what the Hardwood Mall is and what to expect.
Sure. We're a local mill. It goes back to 1959, and we mill hardwood from the abundant forests around here, and we mill it into custom flooring to match your taste. A lot of people come in and are looking to get rid of carpet because of the fact that it holds a lot of dust, makes you sneeze, and hard to keep clean, and it is a temporary product anyways. It's something that you get rid of in 5-10 years if you're using it hard. A hardwood floor is something that lasts multi-generational. It can be sanded 30 years, 40 years down the road. We've redone houses in Washington, D.C. that are like 1906 Victorian was one that we did. We've installed all over, but yeah, that's the idea. Is it's durable and it's easy to tell if it's dusty.
We were shocked when we rolled our carpet up in the padding what had gotten through the carpet. I mean, we had shampooed it before, and you could actually see the soap from the shampoo down on top of the padding and stuff. So we were happy to get that rolled up and out of there.
Where was I? I was just down south, Renewable, and I was delivering some flooring, and I just had to tear up the carpet right in that one area. And yeah, it was just, you would pick it up and you just see this layer of dust go up in the air and then also down underneath. It's a bad deal.
The other thing we liked about hardwoods is as we redo our house, we're trying to keep everything all natural. So we have the slate flooring in the bathroom, and we wanted to get to kind of a natural look inside the house. So our house is in the middle of the woods, so it's nice to reflect that nature inside the house.
Yeah, that points at the finishes that you can use. You can pick finishes that are going to be a little more natural or a little more like formal and shiny, and that goes to taste. And I think with yours, we did a little bit of both.
Right. So in my office wall at the Purple Collar Life office, I have walnut behind me with a natural hard oil finish. Yeah. And then on the flooring, because of our Great Dane olive, we wanted to have a little bit of a better protective layer, so we used the polyurethane.
That's what we show people here. You can come here and you can see all the different types of finishes that are available, and get a real education on hardwood.
And there's different rooms set up within this building, and I'll show you some clips throughout the video. They've got rooms to show the different types of wood, the different types of finishes. You guys have furniture here.
It's true.
So it's a true showroom where you're seeing more than just, if you go to a place that's maybe not here in Northwest Pennsylvania, you're going to see a couple samples, but you won't see anything like this.
That's a good way to put it.
So one of the things that people may not know is that when you're ordering hardwood floors, there is some prep work to do. So in our case, we removed the carpet and removed the padding.
That's right.
And then the wood actually has to come a little bit in advance of the installation. Can you talk a little bit about that process of ordering and how long it takes?
Sure. Yeah, you don't have to do, you decided to do a lot of your work yourself, which I commend. We can do the whole turnkey, but yeah, you do a lot of that and you can save a bit on the way. But yeah, the ordering, usually milling right now, it used to be about 2 to 3 weeks, but our milling times have gone 12 to 16 weeks right now. And you do have to prep for that. And then it's nice to have a couple week time frame for the wood to acclimate. What it is, wood's a natural product. It was actually a tree. Wood is a tree. And so to the bane of all woodworkers, that means you have to consider what it'll do when more moisture gets involved with it. So in the summertime, wood will like to expand. Winter, it'll like to contract. So if you're installing in the summer, you want to give it ample time to expand before you nail it down. And then likewise in the winter, you might let it contract a little. When it comes off of the mill, it's just right on, and then you let it acclimate to the house. That's important.
And another important thing about that is when we first came in a couple years ago, 10 years ago, to look at hickory flooring for our addition, I was in my head thinking, I want like 8-inch planks, and because of you guys' expertise, you said that's probably not a good idea because of that expanding and contracting on such a large space that we were doing.
That's right. Yeah, each board will do a little bit expanding, but as you get a bigger and bigger area, you have to consider how much we'll be expanding. Yeah.
So that's one of the advantages of coming here and talking to Joe, is that he can help you with his experience on what would be the right wood for your location, for your situation. If you have a big dog like us, different things to take into consideration before you place an order. Now, if someone comes in here and they're not sure at all what type of wood, how do you walk them through making a decision, or how do they know what to even start with?
Yeah, a lot of times I'll ask what type of house they're aiming for. A lot of times they'll have a color schedule already picked out. They want the walls like a gray color or a white color, and then they want a contrast really big. So we work on color at first just to see, and then we can talk about durability and look. So durability, a couple of the woods are a little bit harder than the others, like a hickory's a little harder, a walnut and a cherry are going to be a little bit softer. And they're all hardwoods, but some people like I think that the white oak is sort of a perfect spot between all of those because it doesn't have as much expansion issues as hickory, and it still has a lot of hardness. But yeah, we'll start with color, and then we'll go through and talk about the different durability. And then the last thing would be like the character. Are you looking for more of a rustic look or a formal look, like a museum, or more like a formal dining room? Or are we doing like a den that wants to echo the surrounding nature or something like that? So.
And we are just not that many miles away from the Hardwood Mall where we live, but you guys have done installations and shipped wood all across the country. Can you tell us a little bit about where people might have seen your hardwood?
Sure. So we do install, Pittsburgh area is our bread and butter. We install all through the city there, but we've gone up into New York, we've gone out to Penn State, we've gone into Ohio, and then down into Tennessee actually is where we've gone. But our wood is, since it's such an old mill, we've been milling for a while, and we've supplied all over the country, into New York City, down into out west. I think Steve Miller Band, they were looking for this one order and tried all the mills in the country, and it was quarter sawn maple, and nobody wanted to do this big 7,000. You need really big logs to do that. And eventually we said, okay, fine, we'll do that. And we milled for his house out west. I think it was somewhere in the west. And then Bill Gates, he wanted some walnut, and so we milled that, and then one of the local guys used some of that same walnut in his bathroom too. So he's got, and Warren Buffett also, we supplied something for. Now we're not working directly with those customers, but we're working with contractors who then install. So we hear the story of where our wood is going, and it gets to be pretty exciting to hear who you're doing it for.
And it's not just people's homes, right? I mean, you guys have done high school gym floors. You've done, you know, buildings and businesses with walls or flooring or ceiling.
Yep, all over. Yeah. So
I think Phipps Conservatory. I think Max had mentioned.
He was down there, and there's a room down there that we redid so that they could have weddings down there. So it's nice. They did white oak down there.
Okay. So this is another section of the Hardwood Mall, and this is about more than just flooring. This is about your dream home. So
that's right.
Joe, can you tell us a little bit about what people would come here to see and what the process is if you want more than flooring or ceiling or walls, if you're looking at, you know, some type of a beautiful log or timber home?
That's right. The full package, we can supply the full package. These are actually just package shells. So we will sell just a log shell or a timber frame or a hybrid, which is something that doesn't have the full timber frame structure but does give you a lot of the accents.
Okay.
So a lot of people like to see beam work, so it's not just sterile walls, but they see a couple beams as well in there, or they like to see log on the outside. So we've moved into selling these packages, and the idea of the design of your home can be completely up to you. We have 430 plans that you can pick from, but all of them can be adjusted to just what you need. Just capitalizing on the idea of people wanting to move into the rustic areas of the country.
And there's probably been like a boom in that, right? In the last couple of years, people leaving the cities and wanting a little bit more land, a little bit more privacy.
Yep, that's exactly what we're trying to help people to do. So we have 3 or 4. One project is all the way started, and there's 3 or 4 that are in the pipeline, and it's exciting to see how it all works out.
And that's something that someone would want to already have a contractor, or they come here and you guys help them?
A little of both.
Okay.
We've worked in both directions. So we can supply the whole turnkey, but some people will have like a crew that they are familiar and comfortable with working, and so I believe that the project we're on right now, they did bring their own builders, but we are helping with the design work, and we're doing some of the excavation and setting the foundation. So we're pretty flexible, and really the advantage is Dan Trimble, who's not here yet, but he'll be coming in about an hour, and his 20 years of experience in building custom homes is invaluable. He's done timber frames all over the country as well. And so it's worth coming to just talk to him if you have any idea that you might want to be building something. This is a good place to come and see if that is something that you want to continue to pursue.
And as far as timing for something like that, is it very similar to, you know, if you're looking for a timber frame or some type of a hybrid or even the log, is that similar to if you were to build a stick home with another type of contractor, or is it because of the...
It's a little longer, but the design work, you know, we're just about June. It's June right now, and we're just about to the end of what we think we can do this year. Things are probably going to be moving into building through the winter now. But yeah, 8 months, a year is usually the minimum if you're going to get started. You can move it quicker if you can make quick decisions, but a lot of people with this kind of project, you'd like to, you know, think about it a lot, and that's where we can help you. Is we can talk about all the advantages and lay out a lot of. We will go to this past Monday. We went to the project site, and we actually taped off the outline of the home just to make sure that the orientation and the location is just right. And, you know, we had a surveyor, is it Joe Fox?
Joe Fox,
he's on
yes.
322, and he went out there and he helped us with he's going to be the survey. He actually made the site plan for the house. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Fox's Surveying is who did all our surveying before we built our house 20 years ago.
Yeah, same with ours too.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a nice way to get plugged into the community and you know, get a good quality home. Big issue with this kind of thing is finding people you can trust, and I think the Hardwood Mall is a good place for that. It's like we're an established part of the community that goes back 3 or 4 generations. I think we're on the 4th generation now, and that's invaluable. It's like, you know, you're not getting a fly-by-night situation.
And everything you guys do is real wood, typically from around this area.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we harvest a lot. We have the sawmill, we have the kilns.
So the next time you're driving along Interstate 80 in Northwest Pennsylvania and you see that billboard for the Hardwood Mall, you'll know exactly what it is. And when you pass the Emlenton exit sign, go ahead and get off there. Take your time and explore the Hardwood Mall. It's absolutely an amazing place if you like wood like we do. And if you're thinking about hardwood flooring or your hardwood needs and you don't even live in Northwest Pennsylvania, that's okay. You can still contact the Hardwood Mall, and as Joe said, they've done installations all across the country. Pittsburgh is their bread and butter, but they're willing to travel as necessary. So don't rule the Hardwood Mall out just because you don't live where we live here in Northwest Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was informative and entertaining. The Hardwood Mall is certainly one of the local places that we treasure. A lot of great things to see there.